All right. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Michael. And we're going to be talking now about having talked about the whole story of the Emperor's New Clothes and the first stages of the strategy of the Hungerless Games, this whole lateral shift, starting with, cotton to hemp clothing and the whole story around that, and the whole story of the community cafes, et cetera, et cetera. Speaking of story, and that is, of course, central to everything we're doing is the story of it. One thing that's really going to make this thing pop is that we're going to be very strategic about the industries that we go about implementing this in sequentially, right? So we talked about hemp clothing for starters, and the Emperor's New Clothes and all that cool stuff. Okay, great. The first industry that we're going to systematically apply this new standard of CCC, Certified Compassionate Company, to, and we'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. But the very first industry we're going to apply the standard to is the cannabis and hemp industry. Now, at this point, half the people say, "Oh my God, why would you want to do that?" Right? It's so controversial. Well, one of the reasons is precisely that it is so controversial, and because it's so controversial, it gets a lot of media coverage. It gets hugely disproportionate media coverage compared to the size of the industry that it is, the legal industry that it is. Most of it's still illegal. And that's part of what makes it so sexy and so exciting. You've got drug cartels, competing with, honest business people, right?
In word, it's dope.
It is dope. The cannabis and hemp industry is dope. And the thing is, well, why do we talk cannabis and hemp? Why don't we just stick to hemp? Well, first of all, we are focusing initially on hemp, but there's nothing preventing us from talking about cannabis and hemp as an industry and planning for the transformation of the industry. And so I first want to talk about my own experience in the cannabis industry, because that's extremely relevant to everything we're doing here. And that is that starting in 2012, I became very active in the legalization movement. And the reason I jumped in to the legalization movement was I saw a huge opportunity to build the world's first major brand of cannabis, of premium cannabis. And I set about doing that in developing, to put on another hat, the brand Diego Pellicer, based on my great-grandfather, Diego Pellicer, who was the largest grower of hemp in the world in the late 1800s. And based on his legacy, and based on my commitment to donate 100% of the profits that I derived from the company to ending world hunger, I thought, wow, this can be a great opportunity to take these two problems, prohibition and hunger, and bring them together in a symbiotic way. So, my first impulse, like I said, was very simple: just donate all of my profits to ending hunger and make that part of the story. Well, speaking of the story, the media definitely chomped onto the story, and in the links that follow, you'll see exactly where the media took the story. It became a huge story, and the former president of Mexico, President Vicente Fox, became involved, and we did 4 major events in this year of 2013 to get the story out there. And so in the links below, you'll see all that. And then in the next video, we'll go even deeper into where we're taking that. Well, that's kind of like a brief detour into the past. And then we'll look at where we're taking the cannabis and hemp industry next in the future, in making it the world's first compassionate industry. So applying CCC systematically to the entire cannabis and hemp industry. We'll talk about that next. Alrighty, we'll see you on the next one. And thank you so much for watching.